If you are a woman over 40 and you can't lose weight no matter how little you eat, the answer might not be to eat less. It might be to eat more. I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me today because I'm going to explain exactly why eating less has quietly been working against you this whole time, why your body's been fighting you instead of helping you, and what to do instead.
Welcome to the Feel Better, Live Free podcast, brought to you by Thinlicious. I'm your host, Lisa Joy Thompson, and every week we bring you the science, the stories, and the straight talk you need to feel better and live free. From real food to hormone health to breaking free from yo-yo dieting for good. This is the show for every woman who's ready to stop surviving and start thriving. Settle in, friend. What you're about to hear might just change everything.
Welcome back to the podcast. I am so glad you're here today. If we haven't met yet, I'm Lisa Joy Thompson. I'm a master certified life and mindset coach. I'm the CEO of Thinlicious. And outside of all of that, I'm also a wife, a mom, and a Gigi. And for years, I did everything I was told. I ate less and less and less, and my body just wouldn't budge. So if that's you right now, if you feel like you're doing all the right things and getting none of the results, I need you to hear me. It's not because you're broken. It's not because you lack willpower. It is because you've been handed the wrong instructions. So let's fix that today. So let me take you back for a minute because I need you to know I am not just talking from some pedestal here. I am talking to you from experience. For most of my adult life, I was really heavy. At my heaviest, I weighed 288 pounds, and it was not from lack of trying. I did exactly what every single one of us been told to do: eat less, move more. And here's the honest truth. For a while, it actually worked. I would cut back, I would move more, and the scale would go down. So I would think, okay, this is it. I have finally cracked the code. And then it would stop. Same effort, same eating less, same moving more, and the scale just wouldn't go any lower. It was like my body hit a wall and refused to move past it, no matter what I did. And I want to be really honest with you about what happened next, because I think a lot of you are going to recognize yourself in this. When the thing that had been working stopped working, I got discouraged, like super discouraged. And eventually I thought, what is even the point? So I stopped trying and I started eating junk, because when you feel like your effort does not matter anymore, it is really hard to keep white knuckling your way through another sad little salad. But here's the part that confused me the most for years. Even in the stretches when I pulled it back together and thought I was eating pretty decently, I still couldn't lose the weight and I still felt awful. And when I say I was eating decently, I mean I was eating all the things we've been told are the healthy choices. Yogurt and oatmeal, low fat this, low calorie that, the stuff that is supposed to be good for you. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me why my body just wouldn't respond. And on top of all of it, I was sick. I'd been living with autoimmune diseases since I was a teenager, so I was carrying around exhaustion and pain that had nothing to do with the scale and everything to do with feeling like my own body had turned against me. I was tired all the time. I was foggy. I was hurting. And I was watching my own life happen from behind a kind of haze, saying no to things, sitting things out, not fully showing up for the people I love the most. And the whole time, the advice was the same. Eat less, try harder. If it's not working, you must not be doing it right. And I'm here to tell you, I was doing it right. I was doing exactly what they told me to do, but that was the problem. The thing that finally changed everything for me was not a new diet. It was a new question. For years, the only question I ever asked was, how do I eat less so I can lose weight? And one day, after yet another failed attempt, I started asking something completely different. I stopped asking, how do I eat less? And I started asking, why is my body holding onto this weight so hard in the first place? Why is it fighting me this much? And when I actually went looking for the answer, everything I thought I knew got turned upside down. Because it turns out my body wasn't being stubborn. My body was doing exactly what it was designed to do. I had just been sending it all the wrong signals. So let me walk you through what's really happening inside your body when you eat less and less, because once you understand this, you'll never look at a diet the same way again. Here's the first thing you have to understand. Your body doesn't know you're on a diet. Your body has no idea that you're trying to fit into a certain size or that there's a number on the scale you'd love to see. Your body has exactly one job, and it takes that job very seriously. That job is to keep you alive. So when you drastically cut your food, your body doesn't think, oh, good, she's finally getting serious. Your body thinks something is wrong. There's not enough food. We might be in danger here. And it responds the way it's been designed to respond for thousands of years, which is to protect you. And how does it protect you when food is scarce? It slows everything down. It turns the thermostat down on your metabolism so it can run on less. And it starts holding on to fat because fat is stored energy. And if food is scarce, that stored energy might be the very thing that keeps you alive. So the exact thing you're trying to get rid of becomes the exact thing your body decides to cling to the hardest. That's not a malfunction. That's your body being really, really good at its job. And this is exactly why eating less and moving more works for a little while and then quits on you. It's not in your head. In the beginning, your body goes along with it and the weight comes off. But the longer you keep cutting, the more your body adapts, digs in, and refuses to give up anymore. The wall that I hit, it wasn't failure. It was my body doing its job a little too well. That's why so many women say to me, Lisa, I'm barely eating anything and I still can't lose weight. I believe you. I know you're not exaggerating and you're not doing it wrong. Your metabolism has downshifted to match how little you're giving it. You've taught your body to survive on next to nothing, and now it won't let go of an ounce because as far as it knows, letting go might be dangerous. Now, here's the second piece, and this is the one nobody explained to me for way too long. It's not just about how much you eat. It's about what your food is doing to your hormones. And the big one here is a hormone called insulin. Let me make insulin really simple. Every time you eat, and especially when you eat sugar and processed carbs, your blood sugar goes up, and your body releases insulin to deal with it. Insulin's whole job is to move that sugar out of your blood and store it away. And while insulin is up doing its work, your body is in storage mode. It's putting energy away, not burning it. Now, remember when I told you I was eating what I thought was being so good? Yogurt and oatmeal, low fat, low calorie, everything. Here's what nobody told me. When you strip the fat out of food, what is usually left is carbs and sugar. That flavored yogurt can have as much sugar as a dessert. That wholesome bowl of oatmeal turns into sugar in your body really fast. So there I was, eating very little, hungry all the time, feeling virtuous about my healthy breakfast, and the whole time that healthy breakfast was keeping my insulin up and holding me in storage mode. I was hungry and storing fat at the very same time. It's literally one of the cruelest traps there is. And I was living inside of it and I had no idea. If that is you, eating the yogurt and the oatmeal and wondering why nothing is working, please hear me. It's not you. It's the food you were told to trust. And then there's one more hormone I have to mention because it ties this whole thing together. Cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. And here's what most people don't realize. Being in a constant state of undereating is a stressor. Your body reads not enough food as a threat and it pumps out cortisol in response. And chronically high cortisol tells your body to hold on to fat, especially around your middle. So the harder you white knuckle, the more stressed your body gets and the more it digs in and holds on. So let's pull it all together. When you eat less and less on the wrong foods, three things happen at the very same time. Your metabolism slows down to protect you, your insulin stays up and keeps you locked in storage mode, and your cortisol climbs and tells your body to cling to every ounce of fat. You're eating less and storing more and feeling absolutely terrible while you do it. Repeat that back to yourself if you need to. It was never that you didn't try hard enough. The whole approach was working against your own biology. So here's the good news, and this is where it gets exciting. If eating less of the wrong foods is what put you in this trap, then eating enough of the right foods is what gets you out. When you start giving your body enough real food, something shifts. Your body stops sounding the alarm. It gets the message that food is not scarce, that it's safe, and that it doesn't need to slam the brakes or hold on to every ounce for dear life. And when your body finally feels safe, it's finally willing to let go. But it's not about eating more of just anything. It's about eating enough of the things that actually nourish you and keep your hormones steady. And that really comes down to a few things: protein, healthy fat, and real whole food that doesn't spike your blood sugar into the stratosphere. Protein is the big one. Protein keeps you full, it keeps your blood sugar stable, and it's what your body uses to protect and build muscle. And that matters more than almost anything because muscle is metabolically active. Muscle is what keeps your metabolism humming. And when you undereat, especially when you undereat protein, you lose muscle, and losing muscle drops your metabolism even lower. So one of the fastest ways to start working with your body instead of against it is simply to eat enough protein. Then there's fat. And I know for those of us who grew up in the low-fat era, back when snackables were all the rage, this one is hard to hear. We were taught to be terrified of fat. But healthy fat is not the enemy. Healthy fat keeps you full and satisfied. It helps your hormones do their jobs, and it doesn't spike your insulin the way sugar and processed carbs do. When I stopped fearing fat and started eating it again, I stopped being hungry all the time. That constant gnawing white knuckle hunger just went away. This is what we mean when we talk about becoming thin adapted. It's teaching your body to feel safe, to run on real food, to burn fat instead of frantically storing it. And you can't get there by starving. You get there by feeding yourself well. So let me tell you what this actually looked like for me, because I never want to leave this as just theory. I stopped trying to eat less. I want you to really hear that because it was terrifying for me at first. Everything in me had been trained to believe that eating more meant gaining more. But I stopped starving myself and I started feeding myself. Real food, protein at every single meal, healthy fat that actually kept me satisfied, vegetables and whole foods that didn't send my blood sugar on a roller coaster. I ate until I was full and I stopped counting every single bite like my life depended on it. And here's the wild part. I was eating more real food than I had eaten in years, and the weight started coming off. Not with a crash, not with the scale slamming to a stop 3 weeks in. It came off steadily over time, and it stayed off. All told, I've lost over 100 pounds, and I've kept it off for 8 years now. Anybody in this industry can lose weight for a few weeks, but I have kept this weight off for 8 years. Not because I'm superhuman with iron discipline, but because I finally stopped fighting my body and started giving it what it needed. My body was never the problem. My body finally got what it needed and it responded. And it wasn't just the weight. When I started eating this way, so many other things got better too. My energy came back. That heavy fog I'd lived in for years started to lift. And the exhaustion and pain I'd carried around for so long began to ease in ways I didn't even think were possible anymore. I'm not going to stand here and make big medical claims because that's not my place. But I will tell you the truth of my own experience. When I stopped poisoning my body and started actually feeding it, my body finally got what it needed and it started working with me instead of against me. For the first time in as long as I could remember, it felt like my body and I were on the same team. So let's make this practical because I never want to leave one of these episodes with a nice idea and no clue what to actually do with it. Here's your first step, and I want you to do it tomorrow morning. Instead of asking what you can take away, I want you to add something. Add protein to your breakfast. That's it. Not the sweetened yogurt, not the big bowl of oatmeal, not a granola bar. Those were my healthy breakfasts for years, and now you know what they were really doing. Instead, I want you to add real protein. Eggs. If you have it, add some meat. Something with real substance. Most of us start our days on coffee and carbs, and then we wonder why we're starving and reaching for everything in sight by mid-morning. When you start your day with protein, you stabilize your blood sugar from the very first meal, and it changes the entire trajectory of your day. Here's your second step. Stop trying to eat as little as humanly possible and start eating until you're actually full on real food. I'm giving you permission today to stop starving yourself. Full is not the enemy. Being nourished is not the enemy. The goal was never to eat the smallest amount of food a person can survive on. The goal is to feed your body so well that it finally feels safe enough to let the weight go. Third, stop being afraid of healthy fat. Add it back in. Let it keep you full and satisfied so you're not white-knuckling your way from one meal to the next. And here's the mindset shift I want you to hold on to through all of it. You have not been failing. You've been under fueling, and there is a world of difference between those two things. One says the problem is you, the other says the problem was the plan, and I promise you with my whole heart, it was the plan. I want to leave you with this today. I am not special. I know sometimes when you hear someone's story, it's easy to think, well, good for her, but that could never be me. I need you to know that there is nothing about my body that is different from yours. I was sicker and heavier and more stuck than most, and I spent years convinced I was the exception, the one person this would never work for. But I wasn't the exception, and neither of you. If I can do this, you can do this too. And if you're ready to finally lose weight and you're looking for a community to help you get started, visit getthinlicious.com/thinadaptedsystem. I'll put the link in the show notes. We'd love to have you as part of our community. I will see you next week. And until then, feel better, live free.